As Nigeria joins the global community in celebrating the 2024 Human Rights Day, the Human Rights Research and Education Center, Hurrec, has seized the occasion to reflect on the challenges and progress surrounding freedom of expression in Nigeria. Stakeholders who spoke at a recent conference on the theme A Multi-Sectoral Evaluation of a Human Rights Observance in Nigeria, Challenges and Pathways to Progress, called on the government to honor its constitutional obligations and international commitment to human rights in the country. TV360 Sydney Okafor completes the report.
Human rights violations continue to be a global crisis that requires immediate attention, especially for most vulnerable citizens in Nigeria. Reports by the National Human Rights Commission in Nigeria revealed that a total of 1,147 complaints of human rights violations have been recorded, with the Southwest recording the lowest and the North Central Zone leading the pack. In commemoration of the 2024 Human Rights Day, with the theme, Our Rights, Our Future, Right Now, the Human Rights Research and Education Center says the day is a reminder to all individuals the essential role that human rights play in creating a just society.
Our rights right now, because if you do not ask for what belongs to you, nobody will give it to you. Take it or leave it. We must be assertive, but we don't have to be rude. We must demand what is ours without being loud. So these are things we could change the way we look at things, because human rights affect every one of us. As little as FGMD for women, female genital mutilation has affected some women in a negative way because they have no voice. Sometimes people are vulnerable, they are voiceless, and therefore people take advantage of them.
Some neighboring West African states, you do not need a elaborate procedure to enforce your rights. Here, you need to file a series of papers, some of which are quite heavy, some of which only lawyers can understand. In some other country, you fill a form, a simple form. So which one is easier?
Back in June 2000, the Nigerian government affirmed its commitment to the international human rights regime by signing the treaty for the establishment of an international criminal court. Yet, participants say Nigerians are not treated equally before the law, but are treated based on status and standing in the society.
It's about time that people begin to assert their rights. People begin to become aware of what their rights actually are. Because it seems as though people either do not know their rights or do not care about what their rights entails.
We mustn't pay lip service to so many these things that we're doing. And even when we say we have these laws, and we have in these laws inside there, we do have punishments, what is supposed to happen if people go against this law. Let's do something about it. Let's ensure that we obey the rule of law.
To curb these abuses, civil society organizations implore Nigerians to speak out against abuses of human rights.
All over the whole world, human rights, you have to fight for it. Even in the US, despite say US is free for everybody, we have seen a lot of movements, Black Rights Movement, Black Lives Matters. We've seen the work of international human rights, civil movements who fought for their rights until they got it.
The state has to make room for people to have gainful employment that will be preceded by education, either formal or non-formal, that will give them a sense of understanding of the things they might need to do to address those physiological needs. That the state has a responsibility, since you've taken it upon yourself to do or seize the rights of individuals to address their needs freely, to give them a sense of security. It is a fundamental human right.
These stakeholders believe that the goal is to reaffirm the fundamental principles of human rights in a democratic setting. According to them, freedom of expression is an essential enabler of a well-functioning democracy which allows civil society, the media, and the citizens to hold government and corporate power accountable. Sydney Okafor, TV 360, Lagos.